Hello guys, so welcome to your channel which is Sci Engineers. This is Sushant. So we are going to continue with the topic which is your partial derivatives, in which we had already started about the Euler's theorem. So if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to our channel and you can go and watch the video which we have already done for your partial derivatives. So do like the videos and do share it with your friends so that it helps them also in their preparation. Do write in the comment section how do you find these videos which we are doing for you guys. To remind you, we have been making videos for the first year of engineering for the subjects which are going to be basic electrical engineering and engineering mechanics and applied mathematics. So this particular video is for your applied mathematics partial derivatives. So let's get going. So we are continuing with the topic which is your Euler's theorem, which comes under your partial derivative module. In this theorem you have to remember that you are only allowed to apply the Euler's theorem or Euler's theorem in case of homogeneous functions. If the functions are homogeneous, then only it is possible to apply this particular theorem. We have already seen the Euler's theorem, that is a main basic theorem, and its corollary. We are going to see further two more corollaries for the Euler's theorem. In these two corollaries, we are going to see that the Euler's theorem can be extended to the set of non-homogeneous functions also. But in that also there are some conditions and some criteria which the function has to follow. So let's see what those criteria are. So let us see the statement which is there for the Euler's corollary. So this is going to be the second corollary for the Euler's theorem, which is also mentioned as modified Euler's theorem. So in this you have to consider two things. That is, the first thing is that z is some variable which is going to be function of x and y, and it is also homogeneous function in x and y with the degree n. We are also going to consider z as a function of u. Then if it is satisfying both these conditions, then I can write the differential equation in u in this terms, that is x into del u by del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to n into the function of u divided by its derivative. So let us consider this particular problem which is given to us, in which u is going to be function of x, y, z. So you can see it is cos inverse of this particular thing, and I have to find the value of this particular differential equation. Now what you can see is, from this particular set of equation you can see that it is coming under your Euler's theorem. But now already you don't know which type of Euler's theorem it will be applicable. So what you can do is you can just represent your u as capital U, which you have already seen in the earlier video. So you will be representing your xyz with capital XYZ, and that capital XYZ will be represented by small xt, yt and zt respectively. So you will be having your cos inverse of xt plus yt plus zt divided by, you can write this root x as x raised to half t raised to half plus y raised to half t raised to half plus z raised to half t raised to half. So this thing can be written now as cos inverse of, you can take the t common from here, so you will be getting this as x plus y plus z divided by, you can take the t raised to half common from here, so you can have this root x, root y, root z. Now what you can see is that the t can be divided, so this becomes basically t raised to half in the numerator. But you can see that this cannot be representing your original function. So basically your u is not a homogeneous function. So you have got your u as a non-homogeneous function. So you have seen that u is not a homogeneous function. So now what you can do is you can see that this particular thing, if you just consider this particular part, if you just ignore the cos inverse, it is a homogeneous function because you have the t raised to half which is coming out from it. So what you can do simply is you can take the cos on that side and you can write this as cos u is equal to this thing. So you can write this thing as, let it be equal to some other variable, let us say it is equal to v. So what you can see is my v is equal to some variable cos u, which is equal to this particular function, that is x plus y plus z upon root of x plus root of y plus root of z. And it is a homogeneous function with degree 1 by 2. So from this what you can do is you can see that v is a homogeneous function with n is equal to half, and also you are getting v is equal to cos u. So now coming to your modified Euler's theorem, since it is comprising of 3 variables over here, you have to re-understand it in this way. My v is a function of x, y and z, which is a homogeneous function of degree 1 by 2, and it is also a function of another variable which is u. So you are having this function which is your f of u is equal to this thing. Now what you can do is, by modified Euler's theorem, these terms addition is going to be equal to n into f of u divided by f dash of u. So you have already known that f of u is cos u, so you can just substitute that value, and your f dash of u is going to be derivative of cos u, which is minus sin u. So after substituting the value, you will be getting this as n is half, your function was cos u, and your derivative of the function is going to be minus sin u. So you already know what is cos by sin, which is cot u. So you have got your addition of this particular terms as minus half cot u. Let us take one more example to get this idea pretty much clear. Okay, so let us take this particular example which is given to me, wherein you have u is equal to sine inverse of this particular thing, which is basically the function of x and y. And I have to find this particular, I have to prove this particular equation. So what you can see is that it is the product of x into the derivative of u with respect to the same variable plus y into the derivative with respect to y. So basically this type of sums mostly comes under the Euler's theorem. So for Euler's theorem you need to prove that the function is homogeneous, and if it is not homogeneous then you have to represent that particular function in some other variable, and that particular variable should be homogeneous, and then you will be able to apply the modified Euler's theorem. So let us go through this again. So it's going to be u, which is equal to sine inverse of, so I can write directly, I'm writing it directly, that this is going to be raised to t raised to 1 by 4 into x raised to 1 by 4 plus y raised to 1 by 4. So that comes basically by substituting the capital X as xt and capital Y as small yt. So we'll be getting this as t raised to 1 by 4 out from there, divided by, again this can be written as t raised to 1 by 5, x raised to 1 by 5 plus y raised to 1 by 5. Now this t raised to 1 by 4 minus t raised to 1 by 5, it's going to be just subtraction of 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5, which comes out to be 1 by 20. So after that what you can see is that this u is not a homogeneous function because you are not getting your original function from here. But what you can do is you can represent this thing as sine u. Let us take this particular value as equal to z, which is equal to t raised to 1 by 20 into x raised to 1 by 4 plus y raised to 1 by 4 divided by x raised to 1 by 5 plus y raised to 1 by 5. So what you can see is that your z becomes a homogeneous function which is also a function of u. So you can see that the degree of this homogeneous function is going to be 1 by 20. So by modified Euler's theorem, this particular answer, that is your x del u by del x plus y del u by del y, will be equal to n, in this case it is 1 by 20, into the function, that is your sine u, divided by the derivative of that function, that is cos u. So you are getting this as 1 by 20 tan u. So after you are getting this clear idea, the solving part of Euler's theorem is quite easy. You have to just understand when to apply it and which type to apply. There is one more type of modified Euler's theorem which we are going to see. So just like for our Euler's theorem, we had the double derivative term equation. So for the same, for the modified Euler's theorem, I also have the same double derivative terms. So this particular statement can be considered as the corollary 3 for the Euler's theorem. So you are having the same statement, that is my z is a function of u and it is also a function of x and y, which is basically homogeneous in n with degree n. Then if you are having the double derivative terms in this order, that is your x square del square u by del x square plus 2xy del square u by del x del y plus y square into del square u by del y square, then that will be equal to g of u into g dash of u minus 1, where your g of u is going to be n into f of u divided by f dash of u. So your n is basically the degree of the homogeneous function. So let us see a problem which is going to be based on this particular statement. So let us take this particular problem which is given, that is my u is some function in x and y, and I want to prove this particular value, that is your double derivative terms, is equal to the 2 by 5 tan u into 2 tan square u minus 3. So you can see that these set of terms have been coming up in your Euler's theorems, that is for the first corollary and in the third corollary. So you have to see which corollary it's going to belong to. So you obviously have to first of all prove whether this function is going to be homogeneous or not. So let us consider the capital U for this. So that is going to be sine inverse of, that is going to be t square common, x square plus y square, this whole bracket is raised to 1 by 5. So I can write this thing as sine inverse of t raised to 2 by 5 into x square plus y square raised to 1 by 5. So you can see that it is t raised to 2 by 5 which is coming outside this function, but it is not basically coming outside the whole function. You are not able to represent it in the original format. So basically my u is not a homogeneous function. But then what you can do is you can consider this sine u is equal to z, which is basically equal to x square plus y square raised to 1 by 5, which we have already seen that it is a homogeneous function of degree 2 by 5. So you are getting the n value as 2 by 5. Now it is just merely substitution of those values. So before going for that, you need to find what is going to be your g of u. You have already seen that it is n into f of u divided by f dash of u. So after substitution of these values, you will be getting this as 2 by 5. Your f of u, in this case it's sine u, divided by f dash of u, which is cos u. So that comes out to be 2 by 5 tan u. So now what you can see is that this particular term, by your modified Euler's theorem corollary or the third corollary for the Euler's theorem, it is equal to g of u into g dash of u minus 1. So after substitution of those values, you will be getting this as equal to Your g of u, you have found out, that is 2 by 5 into tan u. Then derivative of g of u is going to be 2 by 5. Tan derivative is sec square. So this comes out to be your, you can take the 5 common from here, 1 by 5 common. So that becomes 2 by 25 tan u into 2 sec square u minus 5. But you require this term as tan square. So what you can do is you can just substitute your sec square as tan square plus 1. So that becomes 2 by 25 tan u into, this becomes 2 tan square u plus 2 minus 5, so that's minus 3. So you can see that this was your proof part. So this is how you prove the Euler's theorem. So this is how basically you will be proving the terms which will be in this order by use of the Euler's theorem. So this was the end of the Euler's theorem types. There are many combinations of problems which are asked in Euler's theorem, wherein you will be having combinations of the first type of Euler's theorem with the second type of Euler's theorem, or it can be the mixing and matching of all those terms. So in that next video we are going to discuss about more details of partial derivatives which are going to be related to your composite functions, how to analyze those sort of sums, and what are the various ways in which those sort of sums can be done in a much simplified manner. So till then you can keep on watching other videos which we have been uploading lately. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to our channel, please like our videos, and please do share it with your friends. Do let them know about us so that it helps them in their preparation for their engineering first semester. Do let us know in the comment section how do you find these videos, what more topics you would like us to make. And also we are associated with Samartha Vidya classes, which is for engineering and science students. We have been helping students in their preparation for their engineering and also for their 11th and 12th. We also conduct classes for the engineering entrances, and we also help students for their vocational studies. Our classes are situated in Mulund and Thane. So if you want to inquire about us, you can just visit our Facebook page, which is for Samartha Vidya classes, or you can just email us at samarthavidya@gmail.com. Both the link for the Facebook and the email address is given in the description below, so you can just go through it. So this is Sushant signing off. So keep watching, keep learning, and happy learning. Bye.